Halloween in the US had surprisingly violent origins. Yeah, it started innocently enough. Young boys were removing gates to let livestock escape. They were tipping over occasionally occupied outhouses, putting wagons on the roofs of barns, typical pranks.
This sounds like Goosey Night in New Jersey. Anyway, okay.
I don't know what that is.
Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
In a minute.
Yeah. But then over the years, kids escalated these pranks into tripping pedestrians, throwing flour or ash at people, seeing streetcar tracks and causing a crash.
Oh my God.
One prankster was shot, I think killed. And
Ooh.
and one prankee died of what they said fear. So it was kind of nuts for a minute. And then communities started setting up Halloween rituals to keep kids out of trouble. And it spread from there. So this was back in like the 20s.
This is the origins of trick or treat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And nobody really knows where that term came from, but it makes sense. These were all
Right. I can either disconnect your rail car or you can give me a piece of candy.
Exactly. Fair trade.
It's perfectly fair.
And so today, Halloween has ballooned into a $10.6 billion industry.
Good Lord.
We buy expensive but cheaply made costumes.
Mm-hmm.
We buy candy out the wazoo. We buy all the pumpkins, decor, you name it. And a lot of this ends up in the scariest place of all, the landfill.
Dun, dun, dun.
But we're not here to suck all the fun out of the holiday.
Thank God, because it's my favorite.
I know, I love it so much. And in fact, you might find that it's more fun doing what I'm going to suggest.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
Today, we're going to explore how to do Halloween a little more sustainably, and we're going to be starting with DIY costumes. Welcome to Greening Up My Act. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Hi, Tiffany.
Hello, Kat. So that was kind of a fun little research I did.
Yeah. So Mischief Night or Goosey Night, I think, is something they still do on like the East Coast. I know in like Philly and northern New Jersey, where a lot of convenience stores stopped selling eggs because kids were like egging cars and stuff. I mean, it's been going on since the 70s, or I don't know, but it was something only my time in northern New Jersey taught me about. But if you bring up Mischief Night or Goosey Night to people in New Jersey, they'll be like, "Yup."
Yeah, it makes sense. It has always kind of been associated with mischief.
Yeah, it's the night before Halloween too.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we should talk about what Greening Up My Act is.
Right.
Welcome back. It's been a month.
Welcome back. Yeah, we're trying to do a slightly different format where we do a little bit of an intro just to make it more focused for our listeners, for you guys. I hope that works
for you. Yeah.
So you know what we're talking about. If you hate it.
Yeah. And then, then you skip forward for the chit chat that we do afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we are two marketing writers.
And I need to point out, because someone on YouTube got grumpy, we're not journalists and we're not scientists. We thought we made that clear, but I'm going to make it extra clear. We're marketing writers.
Not even amateur.
Yeah.
Journalists.
Either. We're
Although,
laymen.
Come on. Yeah.
We've done some journalism in our past, but I'm not going to claim that I fact check, or I'm not a rigorous investigative journalist.
Right. And we do fact check, actually.
We do, but we don't have like a department.
Right.
It's just the two of us.
Yeah. We're doing what we can.
Yeah.
Well, the stinky dog helps a lot.
He does. He reminds me of methane. The importance of methane on climate change. Anyway.
It took me a minute. I also currently have COVID. I'm positive. My test was positive yesterday. We are recording remotely, so just
we're safe.
We're not spreading it, but if my voice sounds insane, that's why.
And if you have COVID brain, we'll forgive you.
I do. So
yeah, that's okay.
But yes, methane. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we are. Yeah, so our goal is to find products and systems that are actually sustainable and we do the research and we dig through the marketing hooey, the green hooey,
green hooey,
to figure out what's actually worth our time and what's a big fat waste of time and misleading and greenwashed.
Also, what's effective, what actually works, because there are quote unquote sustainable strategies out there that are basically snake oil. Also, what is cost effective, because if it's going to cost you 3 times as much, it might not be worth it for you.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Huge.
It can get so expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's part of the green living lifestyle, I think, is the showiness of it. It's not just for rich people.
No, it shouldn't be. And it
And it
doesn't
shouldn't
have to
be.
be, because a
No.
lot of this stuff is like the DIY version is as effective or more effective, and you're, paying like an eighth of the cost. So.
Yeah. You're not paying a marketing department. So,
Unfortunately. No, just
I know.
kidding.
We're like, please pay marketers, by the way.
We need jobs.
But we're writers. So, yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. So, DIY Halloween costume. Do you know what you're going to be for Halloween this year? Do you just still dress up?
I haven't since COVID. The last time let's see. Yeah, the last time I dressed up, I think I actually have this a little bit later, but one half of Ace Ventura, meaning my husband and I went as Ace Ventura, 2 different types, formats. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah.
I was the like red pants, whatever. He was in the pink tutu.
The tutu.
So
that's what my the man I'm dating went as last year. So
nice. It's a fun one. And it's an easy one too.
It's so easy. Yeah, you just need a tutu and like a Hawaiian shirt and like put your hair up in a spike. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like Wolverine. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying because Joe got all the attention because he was a man in a tutu. And I was like, this was my idea. I'm a woman in
drag.
Ventura.
You're in drag.
Yeah, I'm like, pay attention to me, people.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, nobody, unless you're a slutty mouse, nobody cares what you are for Halloween.
Oh, totally. And he just like threw it on last minute. And
yeah.
Come on. He looked great, so it was fine.
But, okay. Well.
Yeah. What about you?
This year, I'm going to go as a werewolf.
Oh, nice.
Because, shameless plug, I should be releasing my first set of supernatural fiction in time for Halloween. Hopefully.
Oh my
God. I hope recording this spurs my publisher to actually get it done. I have to do some work with him. But yes, and the main story in that collected work is about a werewolf. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and do some cross marketing. Nobody's going to care. I mean, but I'm going to be a lady werewolf, or maybe just a werewolf. I don't know if I have to be a lady werewolf, but we'll see. Right. If I want any attention, I should probably be a slutty werewolf. But
ugh, no need. No, that's awesome. That's such a good idea.
But I do need some ideas on how to do this.
Right.
So I'm excited we're talking about this tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. I might have some ideas for you.
Awesome.
So let me first go through my sources and then we'll talk about costumes.
Perfect.
So I looked at a survey by HalloweenCostumes.com and another survey by a charity called Fairyland Trust, which I loved. The History Channel had an article on the history of Halloween. Wallet Hub collected a bunch of Halloween statistics. Forbes and a bunch of other places that I'll list had just talked about more sustainable Halloween in general. So Duke Today, Yale Sustainability, all these colleges.
Which is interesting, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Just, it's like, shouldn't it be for parents? And they're like, but I guess parents read those things too. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we could talk about college all day. And
all day.
The waste. But anyway, yeah, just dumpsters full of perfectly good stuff. Anyways.
Yeah.
And then The Honest Consumer was another one I read. The BBC wrote about more sustainable costumes. SaveYourWardrobe.com also talked about costumes. And then I talk a little bit at the end about candy. So the Orangutan Foundation, ethicalconsumer.org.
Oh, I know where this is going.
Wild Minimalist, yes, talked about palm oil and eco-friendlier candy. Yeah. All right.
I'm interested in all of this.
Yes. So this comes out on October 17th. So I feel like people still will have some time for.
This is, you can listen to this before your last ditch effort to throw a Halloween costume together. So.
Right. Yeah. If you haven't already added to cart, then maybe listen to this and get some last minute ideas. So 40%, this is what I found out, 40% of people say they use costumes once and then they're trashed or donated.
Ew.
That's not like really that surprising if you think
No,
about
I
it.
mean, especially you go to the Spirit Halloween store, those things don't last either. They're not like,
No.
they unravel. I mean,
Yes.
but they're so pricey.
Yes, we're going to talk about that. And then this is just sort of about costumes in general, but like there aren't that go figure. There aren't that many studies on how much waste is created from costumes, but there was one that I found just the UK. So they only looked at the UK, and each year 2,000 tons of clothing and costume is wasted.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
just the UK and they're a tiny island.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
And 7 million costumes are thrown away each year. And I couldn't figure out if that was just the UK or more like global, but I think that's just the UK.
Well, okay. And I hate to ask this. Do you know which countries participate in Halloween costumes? Because I feel like it's a very.
It is a very Western thing. It's a good
Yeah.
question. I don't know, actually.
Like, I don't know if the
should have looked
French
into
do
that.
it. And like.
I don't know.
Okay. Something to think about. But I mean,
Yeah.
we are a US based podcast. So I'm sorry to our friends. And I think we have a listener in Germany and maybe Switzerland. And if this doesn't appeal to you, I'm sorry. And our friends in India, if you don't dress up for Halloween.
Right.
But now you get to learn a lot about like the greatest American culture thing ever. So hooray.
Yeah, totally. But the other problem is most of this material is oil-based plastic, so
Yikes.
it's not made from good stuff or stuff that can be recycled.
Not recyclable.
Or
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, because like most of it, 80% of it is made from polyester or non-biodegradable fabrics.
Which and if you listen to our fast fashion episode, you know that that's the worst.
Yes. Yeah, go back and listen to that if you haven't.
The one on ThreadUp. Yeah.
Yes. So I think I was saying, no, I just had to have a hacking fit, but I think I was talking about DIY costumes. So that is an option that helps not contribute to landfill waste.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a couple, I mean, it can contribute.
Right, depending on how, yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple ways you can kind of make it a little bit more sustainable. So first off, I have this stupid cough drop and I can hear it in my voice.
You know,
I'm gonna hide it in my cheek like
charming.
A little squirrel. Okay. So look through what you already own to start, and it's kind of fun to look through your closet and think like, oh, what can I make from this? Like, do I have a black turtleneck that I can turn into a witch
Holmes.
or a cat or a wizard or like whatever?
Or Steve Jobs.
Or Elizabeth Holmes. That would be really funny.
I would like to say, as someone who has done theater and does my own costumes, you don't need much for people to get the idea of the costume. Like you were saying, like Ace Ventura is just, you know, it doesn't have to be the right exact Hawaiian button down. It doesn't have to be the exact right tutu, you know, like it can just be close and people get it. So
yeah, and I think people don't really pay attention to the smaller details.
No, unless you're at a costume contest where, you know, somebody's judging how finely sewn your hand sewn garment is or whatever, but it's generally just to give the impression of the costume. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and actually I have some quotes from people, these two friends who make really cool costumes from vintage clothing.
Oh, I love it.
Coming right up that talks about that. So I wanted to look at DIY Halloween costumes in the same way that we look at other products.
Okay. And that's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit, but so one, is it easy to do? So because we kind of ask, like, is it easy? Is it cost, all these things. And it definitely takes more time to make your own
Yeah.
than pushing, like, add to cart. But I also feel like sometimes you get those costumes and they don't fit right, or you have
Mm-hmm.
to alter them anyway, or they fall apart
Yeah.
instantly.
Or they're just not what they look like, or they don't come with as many pieces as you thought they did.
Yes. Right. And so I think it's way more fun to make so like it may not be as easy, but I think it's like way more fun, even if
Yeah.
you're not super crafty. And you can follow Matilda and Liberty Mai. They might be sisters. I didn't really look into them that much, but on Instagram, and we can link them. They have this sort of famous Instagram post where they are from Scooby Doo, and the costumes they have are fully thrifted,
Oh, nice.
and they look so cool. Like, it's not like it was exactly like what you're saying. It's not like it. What they're wearing isn't a costume, but
Yeah.
it's obvious who they're trying to be,
Oh my
if
god,
that
I have
makes sense.
this. Yeah, I have so many. Maybe at the end of this episode, we can go through the various Halloween costumes that I have just made out of things I already owned, and
Oh my
we
god, I
can.
love it. I thought of you so much while I was editing, while
I'm
I
so
was
stoked
researching.
for this. I'm like, yeah,
It's so fun.
yeah,
So the two sisters, they told the BBC when they interviewed them that it's light years more. I think they're British. It's light years more fun than clicking a button and having something arrive at your door, which I
mm-hmm.
agree.
Yep,
And they said you'll never find the exact costume for a character, so you translate it through a color palette.
yes,
And you can look for statement accessories like hats or jewelry that embody the character.
glasses. Yeah, if you're gonna be
Yes.
Daphne from Scooby Doo, you get the glasses. Yeah,
Right. Yes. And, you know, as far as ease, like I remember I made a Wonder Woman costume years ago, probably 8 years ago. And it took like 4 or 5 hours, but it looked really good and it was really fun.
yeah,
So I don't know. I didn't sew anything. I just used a bunch of hot glue.
yeah.
So it wasn't,
Tape,
I don't
man,
know.
electrical tape does
Right.
wonders.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. And to be fair, I did have to order a couple of pieces for that. So it
Fair.
wasn't like
Okay.
super sustainable.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could be Wednesday Addams probably with stuff
Oh
in your
my gosh,
closet.
easy.
You
I
could
mean, you
be,
might have to buy a black wig, but even you don't even have to. You know.
right. I mean, yeah, if you have hair that's already dark, long and dark, that helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
But another one I saw online that was funny was a Price is Right contestant, where you basically just have like a bright colored shirt and put
Your
a
name.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
We also, Joe and I were Linda and Bob Belcher one year
Oh, nice.
from Bob's Burgers when we were like last minute, didn't really care. And I think we literally just got an apron. Like we used our
Yeah.
aprons and then that was
Yeah.
it. It was
Like
so
painted
easy.
on a mustache. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so easy.
Yeah.
So, um so it's, it can definitely be easy,
Yeah.
maybe not as easy as ordering uh junky Halloween costume. But on the other hand, is it cost effective? Hell yes,
Yeah.
because Halloween costumes can be very expensive.
Yeah. They're like
And
$50 for like a little polyester sheath.
exactly, like the prices are all over the place, but the average I found was around 40 or $50
Yeah.
for junk, like something that you can't wear any other day of the year.
Yeah.
You can't, like, you might not be able to wear it again, even
Yeah.
if you want to, because it might fall apart.
Oh, you can't wash it. It's just gonna melt in
Right.
the dryer, or yeah, or just
Yeah.
the seams will just come undone. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's probably sewn by some child in another country that's not getting
Yes.
paid. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it is. So, you can DIY a costume for a few bucks or even for free sometimes,
Yeah.
depending on what you pick. So, is it actually more sustainable to DIY your own costumes? Well, it certainly should be, especially if you make it in a way that you can continue wearing the items after. So, you don't have to hot glue everything all over the place and
Right.
sort of ruin the original clothes. You can maybe tape it on, or like you said, electrical tape, like something that you can remove. So yeah, shop your own closet first. And then I also found there's obviously like thrift and consignment shops, which I feel like you probably frequent for your costumes, but
I
that's
do.
just a guess. Yeah.
Yeah. How did you know?
You can also give your costumes to thrift stores instead of donating, or sorry, instead of trashing them.
Oh, that's the smart. Yeah.
Or if you have kids with costumes, you can. There's two places, one called the Halloween Helpers and one called Ween Dream. They both give gently used Halloween costumes to children who are homeless, living in poverty in shelters or in the foster care
Oh,
system.
that's a super good idea.
I know, I love it. So there are definitely ways to, if you do just want to get rid of it, there are things you can do with it that are better than throwing it in the trash.
That's great.
And for DIYing, I found this really cool place. This one's only in Durham, but they seem to be all over the place. I don't know if you've ever been to one near you or if you know of this type of thing, but this one's called the Scrap Exchange.
No, I don't know about it.
And you can basically donate used but still in working condition arts and craft supplies or fabric or anything you might need to make your own costume. You
Or
can
maybe makeup, I wonder.
maybe it depends on the place.
Okay.
This place also takes clothing, so it just depends. But um, so you can
Interesting.
go there and get stuff for cheaper, and you're also using stuff that might otherwise get thrown away. So that's really cool. Um, I found one near me in Baltimore that's called Scrap Creative Reuse.
Hmm.
And so just Google your area and see if this exists. I really want to go check it out
Yeah.
just for fun. But this one actually takes like broken costume jewelry. So there's, if you have stuff like this around and you just need to get rid of it, even, it's a good option. Um,
It looks like we have one called Austin Creative Reuse.
yeah, sounds exactly like what it is.
Yep.
It sounds fun. It's like a thrift store for crafts. I mean,
Yeah. Brilliant.
can't really go wrong, right? You can also borrow a costume if you have someone who's like a similar
Yes.
size. That's an
Yes.
option. Um, or head to your Buy Nothing group or Free Cycle or whatever and see if anybody's giving away costumes. And then if you have to buy new, try to avoid costumes made with microplastics. So that's like polyester, nylon, lycra. Again,
Yes.
our Thread Up episode, Kat
Yeah.
dove deep into fast fashion, and we now know that it's not only bad, but it's worse than we thought. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And
um,
easily fixable by just not participating. So,
right. And so that's what I have, and I'm going to get into my granola rating and then talk about candy, but I want to hear about your costume experience.
I love Halloween and I also love last minute costumes, but usually every year I plan at least 3 costumes. Um, I don't know. I've been into it since I was a little kid. I remember when I was like 9. This is so embarrassing. I decided I wanted to go as a book, and I wanted to go as a book I wrote. So
Oh, I love that.
it was the most wildly uncomfortable costume I've ever had, but it was like it was basically a cardboard box that I cut and like glued together and then pasted material over the front to look like, the cover.
Oh
But
my
the
gosh.
armholes were just not. I didn't think about you have to put your arms down. So,
Oh,
but
right.
it was also smart because I could wear layers under it when it was cold.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I went as one of my own books when I was 9
I
years old.
am obsessed with that. And also, I'm really impressed that you made it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, my mom definitely helped, but
Okay,
she
gotcha.
made our costumes when we were kids. We had like cats and bear costumes that she hand like sewed for us that we wore for years. And one year I like put a tutu on it and like
Oh,
yeah,
that's
um,
awesome.
yeah. And then I mean we had all kinds of, but like in my adulthood I had a friend sew a Zool from Ghostbusters costume for me that I still wear.
Oh my gosh.
And that one's easy. She did a really good job on it. She said that for me like 15 years ago or something, and I wore it. I wore it like 2 Halloweens ago. Nobody knew what I was, but it was okay. Last year I went as Sabrina the Teenage Witch,
Oh, I love it.
but from the chilling tales of Sabrina. And so all I
Uh-huh.
did was I got a blonde wig, and a headband, and I had like a plaid skirt, and then I just wore like a turtleneck and like black pantyhose, and everyone was like, "Oh, Sabrina!" And it was like, yeah, it wasn't the exact costume, but everybody knew who I was.
Right. Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember last year I got invited, not last year, good God. My life has not happened
it's
in
all
the last
mushing
couple
together.
years. Yeah,
Yeah,
but anyway, like recently I got invited to a last minute party and I went as like Hermione. And
yeah, that's easy. You just have a cloak and like,
yeah, because I think I had like an actual Harry Potter scarf, and so it was super easy.
oh, that helps. Yeah.
But I don't know if anybody knew who I was.
Well,
I didn't care.
I was thinking one year I went as is it Daphne from Scooby Doo? Because I had red
I think she
hair.
has the short hair. Yeah.
Oh no, Velma. Okay, I said Daphne earlier when I meant Velma. Velma's the one with
Oh
glasses.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I went as Daphne. I just had a purple dress already, and I had like kind of orange cowboy boots that were knee high, and then I had like a green scarf, and
That's awesome.
I didn't even have Scooby Doo with me, But
Right.
a few years ago, the best accessory I ever had was we went as Jay and Silent Bob, and so a friend of mine looked like Silent Bob, so he was my accessory for the night. And I just wore like um, a beanie and like a black
Oh
jacket
my
and cut
God.
off shorts and a white tank top and then black boots, and I was
That's so good.
it was
Did people
Jay,
know
and
who you were?
of course because I had Silent Bob. Like,
Okay, fair. No, but I was wondering, it had to be like the right age cohort.
well, yeah, I think people. I mean, I think the Jay and Silent Bob movie, maybe the new one had just come out, so it was like
Oh, I
renewed
didn't even know
interest in it.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know, and but yeah, again, I was like totally in drag, and
I love it.
yeah, I get a lot of yes sirs when I pass very well when I wear men's clothing.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's
when I've
awesome.
dressed up as like the leader of our kickball group in Albuquerque, and I don't know, I love Halloween, so
That's awesome.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
all it's mostly with stuff that's already in my closet. I might borrow a wig or buy a wig. I reuse the wigs. Oh, we went as the man. We should just have like a post of all of the Halloween costumes. I
We
went with
should.
yeah, I went with some girlfriends as the witches from oh come on, Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler,
Oh, Hocus Pocus?
Hocus Pocus. Yes, so I was Bette
Oh, that's a
Midler.
good one.
Yeah, and we just bought like I cut up a thrift store dress and made it into a green velvet cape, and then borrowed a corset and a skirt and like painted lipstick on it in a funny shape on my lips, and borrowed a red wig and put it up in buns. So
Amazing.
yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that on Instagram. Have just like
yeah. It
a
could be fun if I can find all the pictures. I
yeah,
mean, it's
photo
just
dump.
I often just look at what I already have in my closet and like think of what Halloween costume I want to do from that.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what
So
I was saying. It's so fun that way.
yeah,
And now I
and
have a kid, so I'm like
yeah. Oh my god, so much
it's
fun.
yeah, it's very fun, but I'm also like kind of struggling cuz she wants to be an astronaut and I don't
That's
know how
hard to
to
do DIY.
exactly.
You make a
So, and
cardboard
there's some
helmet, I guess.
really cute ones that
Yeah,
look like actual NASA um suits, and so
yeah.
I'm tempted cuz Joe has like a legit NASA suit, so they could be little matchy twins and
Oh
it would
my
be very
god, that would be
cute.
so. I mean, and again, if you're not going to use it again next year, you could definitely give it to your Buy Nothing group or donate it.
Oh yeah.
For some other. I
Somebody would
mean,
want it for sure.
yeah. I mean,
That's the
kids'
problem with
costumes.
kids. They
They grow
grow so
up.
quickly. It's
Yeah.
so annoying. I'm like, I could just get a huge one and then,
Yeah,
you
right.
know,
She's just flopping around on Halloween.
fold up all the sleeves.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's going to be fun because I was like, are you sure you don't want to be a butterfly? Because she's already got butterfly wings, but
Yeah.
astronaut.
Astronaut. Well, hey, encourage that. We
No,
know some
I'm not
people at NASA. We can have a
exactly.
talk on
I'm
career
not
day.
complaining. All right, sweet. So, granola rating.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
So each episode we rate these sort of products or hacks based on how crunchy they are. So we call it our granola rating. And 1 is soggy, and then 5 is break your tooth off crunchy because you want it to be, and you want it to be crunchy
You
because
do.
nobody
Yeah.
wants
Good
soggy.
hippies. Nobody wants soggy granola. Even bad hippies don't want
Yeah.
soggy granola.
I don't think we would call ourselves good hippies, but
I'm
it's
not a
fine.
good hippie at all, obviously.
So, yeah, so for this one, I'm going to say, so for DIY costumes, I'm going to say I give them a crunchy.
Okay.
And that's a 4 out of 5. And I think that's like really solid. The only reason I didn't say 5 out of 5 is because the impact is pretty limited to 1 day out of the
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
And you also can hack up your costume, or like DIY your costume to death where you can't really use it again.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, I'm trying to figure out what I want to be, and I'm trying to think through, like, what can I tape on me? Like, maybe I'll just tape a big rocket to a black shirt or something. I don't
Oh,
know.
that'd be adorable.
Right. Yeah. Something that I can just, be done with and not have to
Be a star. Yeah. Be the
a
moon.
star. The
Yeah.
moon. See, this is why we're friends.
Exactly.
I love it. A star or a moon would be really easy.
Oh, be the moon and then just like tape an American flag somewhere on you, like the NASA moon
Yes.
landing.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love it. I'll just like print out a little flag and put it on a toothpick. That would be funny.
Perfect. That'd be so cute.
Perfect. All right. So I wanted to talk also about candy for a little bit, just
Okay,
because
fair. That's a big part of Halloween.
huge part. And Americans will buy approximately 600 pounds of 600 pounds. That's like nothing. 600 million pounds of Halloween candy.
Oh my god.
And that's just in the US. Although we're probably the biggest consumers of it. But each trick-or-treater generates about a pound of trash. And this is mostly
Ew.
plastic candy wrappers. Isn't that
Ew.
crazy?
Yeah.
So I got some ideas from Wild Minimalist about how to, like, if you're handing out candy, how to do it more sustainably. And I really like her ideas, but I also have some feelings and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So she had some really cool ideas, like you could choose to give out dots or nerds or junior mints, and they come in mini cardboard boxes rather than the plastic
Yeah. Milk
unrecyclable
duds too.
candy
Yeah.
wrappers. Yes,
Yeah.
milk duds. But like kids probably aren't going to recycle them.
No, I mean that's a thing. You're just giving away trash, no matter what.
Yes, that is the thing.
You hand out a little card that says "Please recycle me" with every.
You could, but then you're just creating more trash.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just write it with Sharpie.
Yeah.
Recycle this.
Yeah.
So you could also, she says you could also buy bulk candy, like bulk jelly beans, bulk Swedish fish, and then
Ooh.
package them in your own paper baggies. But I'm
Yeah.
like, what parent is gonna let their kid eat
Yeah,
that?
that's sort of like there's definitely razors and fentanyl in here.
Totally. Oh god, fentanyl. Yeah, we don't even want to talk about that. Yeah. So I don't think that's really a realistic option.
No.
But she did have one that I kind of liked, and you can hand out canned soda. Which, I mean, there's feelings about soda, but you can at least recycle the aluminum. And I feel like people would probably think, if they do recycle, they would probably think like, oh yeah, I'll throw this in the recycling bin.
They're more likely to
And
recycle aluminum than cardboard for sure.
yes. And after our aluminum recycling episode from last season, we learned that it's actually like a pretty good system. So,
Yep.
and
That's
she
highly
also,
sustainable.
yeah. And she also says you could do LaCroix if you wanted to, but I'm like, if you wanted to be hated, like, what
Yeah,
kid is
if you
gonna
want
be like,
everyone,
"Yay,
and also I
thank
can
you."
imagine it exploding all over every 3-year-old's pillowcase,
Oh, that too.
or just hand it out to the parents. Be like, here you go.
Yeah. So I like that idea. I thought that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
But if you have a bunch of kids, that could get really expensive.
Yeah. I'm thinking even like the little cans. I bought like little cans of Dr. Pepper.
Oh, yeah.
But it was still like,
Yeah, those aren't that cheap.
no, it was like $4.50 or something for 6.
I was going to say
It was
probably like about $1 each, maybe a little less.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah. Well, we're screwed. Anyway,
Well, no,
next.
wait. Insert funny anecdote here. Did you hear about the couple that like for like 7 years in a row they've offered children the choice between a potato and candy, and most of the children have chosen potato.
What? I
Yeah.
didn't.
Oh man. Yeah. It's like for the 8th year in a row, 99% of the kids chose potato.
That is hilarious.
So bizarre. There was a dentist in my neighborhood who used to hand out toothbrushes, which I was like, that's smart, but we hate you. But thank you.
Yeah, exactly. That potato thing blows my mind.
That's something we should probably post on Instagram too.
Yeah, agreed. That's so funny. Okay. Um so palm oil is also an issue.
This is the orangutans. Hate to give it
Yes.
away. Yeah.
It's one of the leading causes of orangutan deaths due to habitat loss because of palm oil harvesting. Um Lots of shit. Like I would say most stuff has palm oil, not most stuff, but a lot of stuff has palm oil in it. And Halloween candy is one of them, especially chocolate. And if you must give out Halloween candy, you can try to go with palm oil free or more sustainably sourced palm oil from a couple of brands, which I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
One is a little niche, but Tony's Chocolonely. Have you heard of Tony's Chocolonely?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I only know about them because I listen to this podcast, and that's why we drink. And one of the hosts is like obsessed. I tried it; it's a little too sweet for me, but there's no palm oil in there, so that's kind of nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you can get tiny Tonys, which are basically snack size versions of the candy bars.
Oh, okay. I know
I
they're
think
really expensive.
I was
mean,
going to say this is going to
yeah.
be your more expensive option.
Yeah.
The good news also is Mars and Hershey's, those two companies. That Mars makes Snickers, Twix, M&Ms. Hershey's makes Reese's, Kit Kats, and Hershey's Kisses, and they are also way better about sourcing
Okay.
their
Good to know.
palm oil. Yeah, I doubt they're perfect, but yeah, but I've heard this before that they're better. So I'm like, those are the candies everybody wants. It's funny because like Nestle is not great, but like their selection also sucks.
Yeah.
They make, I looked it up. I was like, what does Nestle make? They make Butterfinger, Baby Ruth, and Nestle Crunch. And I'm like, ew.
So like the candies that are always left in the bowl.
Yes. So just like don't buy those for a number of reasons. But
yeah.
And interestingly enough, avoid Godiva. They're like
really? I thought they were like high end.
I know.
I mean, who's giving Godiva to kids?
Nobody, but I just want to throw it in there.
Okay.
Nobody's giving truffles to kids.
But I know. Well, like you run out, you dip into your Valentine's Day candy.
Right.
That's good to know.
Yeah. So yeah, and then lastly, pumpkins.
Yes.
Eat or compost your jack-o'-lanterns if possible. I don't know if you want to eat it if it's a jack-o'-lantern. Yeah. Some pumpkins aren't meant for baking, but if it's a baking pumpkin and you don't cut it open, then you just let it sit there. You can totally like make it into a pie
before it rots. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because 1.3 billion pounds of pumpkins are sent to the landfill every year.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
You know, or yeah.
Well, no, I was just going to say, or this one website recommended leaving it in your yard out of the way for wildlife to consume if you don't want to deal with it. And I'm like, oh God, smart.
You know what we do here?
What?
We donate them to the Central Texas Pig Rescue. The pigs.
I have seen videos of this type of thing, and
it's
love it.
Fun to feed. I've gone out there and fed. They do like a great pumpkin drive, and
I love it.
It's so cute.
That is so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all I have for how
Halloween in a nutshell. Yeah.
Yeah, for how to be a little bit more sustainable with our Halloweens.
I love it. I feel good about it. I feel like this is stuff I'm already kind of doing, but like now I know about the candy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be more thoughtful about that. I haven't had trick-or-treaters at my house in years. I don't know if you have. I always just end up with a bowl of candy that I have to like hand out at a party or something.
No, I live in the middle of nowhere. Not really, but like I live in farmland, so no trick or treat. We don't even get it because there's nobody coming.
Oh, bummer.
It is kind of
Okay.
sad.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love trick or treat. Yeah, one year in Albuquerque, I left a bowl out, like because I was taking a friend's kid trick or treating, and I left a bowl out, and like I came home, and all the candy was still in it, and I was like, "You kidding me?" Like I had nobody ring the doorbell. I don't know if I just live in like the wrong neighborhoods, but I'm like, seriously, I have decorations up. It's not like,
That's interesting. And you're in like a
yeah,
neighborhood too.
yeah.
Huh.
Well, I was on a busy street in Albuquerque,
Oh,
but here I'm
gotcha.
in like, yeah, there should be kids coming from all over, but I don't know. Maybe I'm the scary old lady nobody wants to talk to. Totally believe that.
I doubt it, but who knows? But yeah.
Awesome. Then I'm
So
almost stoked for
what's
Halloween.
right? I know it's gonna be fun. So what's next week?
Almost as horrifying. Reusable menstrual products. If
Oh,
we had a
okay.
scream noise, I would insert it there. I think
Right.
this will be what, the 24th, so it'll be our episode before Halloween, which might get people. I'll try to make it spooky, but it's already spooky. It's so spooky, and not for the reasons you think. So lots
Right.
of blood and guts next week. Get ready.
Oh Lord. Love it. Love the tie-in.
Yep. Awesome. Well,
Hopefully not guts, but anyway.
no. Well, sometimes it feels like guts.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah. And it
For
is going
sure.
to be a long one because this is a passion project of mine. So,
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm
yeah.
really interested. So
Yeah. Good. I am an evangelical period product person. So you will hear all about it.
awesome. I'm
Yeah.
pumped.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you. And thank you for listening. And if you like this, please hit that like button, subscribe button, give us a review, give us 5 stars, share us with a friend. It's how we get the news out. We don't advertise. So that's
Yes.
that's how people can know of us, and it really helps us. And we'd love to hear from you. If you have any, send us your best Halloween costumes. We'd love to share those with the world.
Yes.
We love your ideas, especially if you have kids. I know my sister has done some great Halloween costumes over the years about reusing old ones too. So let's see your pictures. If you're, maybe don't send pictures of kids, but your pictures of yourselves as adults.
Yeah, you can blur out their faces.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't want to post pictures of kids. That's just a rule of mine. But if you want to, fine. But as you parents out there want to, fine. But I'm not going to do it.
Fair.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Well, feel better, Tiff.
Thank you. I will soon, I'm sure.
Yeah. Get that cough drop.
Yeah.
I'm going to get some chocolate after talking about all this. So,
Yeah.
okay.
Chocolate movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.